Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is going to be a movie review for Chi-Raq. Chi-Raq is Spike Lee's version of the Greek play Lysistrata. Spike Lee, you can love him or hate him, but whatever you do know that the man has an individual style, and auteur theory is very strong with him. His movies may not always be perfect, but they always have some substance or meaning behind them that make it a worthwhile watch. Chi-Raq is no different. Now, his meaning behind Chi-Raq, the thematics in that, isn't really so much hidden or subtle as it pretty much grabs you and hits you over the head with the themes that it's got. It's a State of the Union address. It is all about gang violence, satire on crime. It's about macho misogyny, power in numbers, and sex in general. The basic plot of Chi-Raq is about a woman who is dating a gang member, the leader of a gang of Spartans. The other gang within Chicago in this one is the Trojans, and pretty much she starts to realise about gang violence and the way that it is affecting people around her, how innocents are dying because of this violence and how it can be solved through an alternative approach. In this case, it is the women band together and withhold sex from the men as long as violence still continues. They want amnesty, they want peace, they want children to be able to be safe in the neighbourhood. They don't see a point in gun culture, and that is their way of making it happen. The movie opens up with some interesting facts and figures about why it's called Chi-Raq. And it's quite eye-opening as well, telling you how many people, how many American soldiers died in Iraq and how many Americans died in the same period in Chicago, which vast outnumbers the soldiers in Iraq. And even that fact itself is quite an eye-opening subject, and the movie starts off fairly strong. One of the key things about it is the way that it's all done in rhyming tone. The movie has a kind of sense of rhythm about it, so people talk and everything kind of rhymes, which I found is a novel approach and must have been very hard to sort of get the screenplay sorted on this, and it's amazing. It works really well. It's interesting to see how they're going to make it happen, and it's something that definitely keeps you attuned and listening to the message which is coming through in the movie. It is most definitely Lee's singular vision on screen here. He is hammering home his message constantly, more than once, more than twice, it is repeatedly hitting you in the face with this message in the movie, and it starts to wear you down, which is one of the problems of the movie itself. It is a little, well, in fact, it's not a little, it is overlong. It is overlong by a good period of time. It outstays its welcome. It starts to become repetitive and loses its power the further it goes on. The movie starts off regarding with these two gangs and the people involved with that, and it goes to a grander worldwide scale, and that's where I started to lose a little bit of interest in the movie and a little bit of power as it lost focus on its main story and tried to create a global movement. One of the aspects I liked within the movie is the cinematography. I thought it was excellent, as well as the costumes and the set design. It all comes together to create a really interesting look. I liked the choice of colours for the gangs. You have bright orange and a very vibrant purple. Images that whenever somebody's wearing that colour, it just pops on screen. This is a very colourful movie, and I like it because of these choices. Overall, I really liked Chi-Raq. I wish I loved it. I never quite got there. In fact, the longer the movie went on, the more I find myself waning and losing a little bit of interest in it. I think it's full of some really powerful scenes, some really interesting scenes. I like the fact that the dialogue is all done in a kind of word poetry, rhyming fashion. It's a very good movie, and it's one that I can wholeheartedly suggest. It's unusual, and this is an Amazon Studios movie, one of the first ones that I've noticed on the platform, and it's very interesting. It looks spectacular. Like I said, it outstays its welcome. It's repetitive in its message that it's hammering home, but I do think it's worth your time, worth checking out, it's worth seeing. So let me know in the comment box below if you've seen Chi-Raq and what you thought of it, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.